Hey guys, welcome back to We Watched a Movie. As you can tell, there is no Jay here. He's on vacation, so he's somewhere in the sun right now, enjoying it, probably still wearing a long sleeve shirt. And I'm here by myself, so I'm going to try to take this beast on that is Game of Thrones alone, because he's an asshole who's on vacation. Not vacation from this, he's actually on vacation in the sun, bathing and having a great time. I'm having a great time too. I don't need the sun, or sunlight, or things like that, or water, or alcohol, or bathing suits. I've got this wall. I know the review won't be as good without Jay, but I'm gonna try to do the best I can. I've already broken a fucking light into my carpet. But so, Game of Thrones, Mockingbird. We start off with an awesome scene, as usual, in the little dungeon that Tyrion's stuck in with him and Jaime. Jaime comes in and he's like, "You're a dick, why did you do that to me?" And he's like, "To piss off father." And he's like, "Yeah, I like to piss off dad too." So they have this nice little karate in the garage bonding moment, but basically it's sad because Jaime's like, "Dude, I can't help you. I got one hand and it turns out I can't fight with the other one. I get my ass kicked constantly." He's like, "Fuck it, I'll just go get Bronn." Well, it turns out Bronn can't do it either because Cersei, the bitch, the biggest bitch of all, the bitchiest bitch, the whole wide bitch of the bitchiest bitch in the world, of the biggest bitch and the bitchiest bitches, has gone off and she has picked the person that she wants Tyrion's guy to fight in his trial by combat, and it's of course the gigantic fucker that's out there like cutting people's intestines in half for fun just because that's what he does midday. And she goes and gets him and she's like, "I have somebody to kill." He's like, "Who?" She's like, "Doesn't matter." He's like, "Fuck no, that's what I do. That's my shit." And the master, did I just call him the master? The Mountain, appropriately titled, is going to be the one that Tyrion's trial by combat has to be against. In comes Bronn and he's looking all fancy and shit and he's like, "Sorry dude, she hooked me up with a wife. I'm gonna have to kill her sister probably so that she gets the kingdom first. It's no big deal. It's shit I do every day. Like, I eat that shit for breakfast. I mean, we're talking about Westeros. It's not a fucking big deal at all." He's basically like, "Sorry dude, we're friends but we're not that kind of friends. I could easily get my ass kicked by that guy and there's no sense in both of us fucking dying." But Tyrion understands. He knows how Bronn is. That's why he likes Bronn. He tries to talk him out of it a little bit, but there's a nice little, like, I wouldn't call it camaraderie, but it's just an understanding of the way things are. These are two guys truly being gentlemen. We're just being honest with each other and we're not gonna get our panties in a bunch about it. I'm not gonna fucking die for you, but I still like you. Moving on. That's cool, Tyrion says. They shake hands. He's like, "Seriously dude, I hope you don't die." I'm still not dying. But the other half of the battle's not quite set yet. Who is Tyrion gonna get to fight for him? We'll talk about that later in the recap because we're gonna go all up in that shit. But we also see some Arya and the Hound in this show and another great moment between them. Every time they've shown them in the season, it's been kick-ass. So they show them, they come across this dying man and they have this weird existentialism moment where Arya's like, "Nothing happens." It's a scene that really shows just how dark her brain has become. They move on, but there's some really touching stuff between them. And there's touching stuff all over the place in this one. What the hell is Game of Thrones like Saved by the Bell all of a sudden? You got Tyrion and Jaime with their camaraderie going on over here. And then now you got the Hound and Arya, who just a second ago, she was like, "Oh, you're on my shit list. People I'm gonna fucking kill." And the next second, they seem like they're getting along. He gets bit by Wacko, and she takes care of him. I mean, it's a nice, touching little scene. I like it. I like it when those two get along. It's also they also have a really fun rapport when they're not getting along. But I just hope I'm cool with either or, as long as in the end, like, she doesn't end up killing him, which I kind of feel like that's going to happen. He tells the story about his brother, and I really like what they did with his character there, because it's shocking to actually see the Hound be so downtrodden over, like, emotional stuff like that, over how his father took his brother's side, even though his brother burnt half of his face off. It was really cool to see the Hound in that moment. The guy's a good actor. I love that character. I'd hate to see something happen to him, and Arya as well. Whatever makes one of the Starks happy makes me happy, because they've been through so much shit. So she sticks a knife through the dude's heart, and just like it's nothing, she's just like, "Fuck you, you're dead. Cross the name off my list." And I thought that was awesome. I was glad to see her cross the name off her list, even if it involved her sticking her little prick in somebody's heart. That sounded weird. So then we move on and we check on Daenerys and see how she's doing. She is really phony at this point. So Dario comes up and he's like, "Seriously, I fuck women and I kick the shit out of people, and that's what I do. And you're not gonna let me fuck you, so just let me go kick the shit out of some people. Here's some wildflowers." I like how they made her the dominating one. She's like, "Yeah, we're gonna do this, but you're gonna fucking trip for me." They do it, they don't show any of it. Daenerys in real life said that she wasn't gonna do any more nude scenes. She's like, "I've had my fill. Me and Drago had it out like about 1,000 times. So I'm done showing my tits." He's doing the walk of shame back and he runs into Jorah. He sees him and he just knows. You look at that face on you, you're like, "You just had sex, didn't you? You just fucked her. God damn it! I'm stuck in the fucking friend zone no matter what I do. One guy comes, he goes. Next guy comes, he goes. You're fucking her. Why can't I just get a piece? I'm the one that's here every day. I'm the one telling her how to run this shit. I'm the one trying to help her do what she's supposed to do, keep her out of trouble. I'm her best buddy. I'm her confidant. I tell her everything, and I still can't get a piece. I'm stuck in the fucking friend zone. God damn it! Maybe a little pent-up rage. I think we've all been in the friend zone a little bit, and it sucks. They move on, and he's bitching at her because he's still kind of a little bit butthurt about the whole situation, and I can't blame him. But he's pissed at her about how she's handling things because she thinks she's doing all this righteous stuff by taking revenge on people who taken slaves, even though she took Jaro as a slave into the fucking friend zone and won't let him out of it. She's got him trapped by Punani, and he's telling her she's doing shit wrong, and she says, well, I just sent Dario to kill a bunch of dudes, so you better go stop him. And by the way, tell him on your way out that it was your idea, that I listened to you and not him. And that was just like a mind fucking ninja kick towards Dario. She's playing games. I don't know what kind of games she's playing, but she likes it. She likes that both these guys are chasing after her, and she's going after it. But meantime, her kingdom's kind of slipping out of her hands a little bit. You know, she's not sure. She's a newbie at this. She's not sure exactly what to do. She listens to Jaro, but for how long? Who knows what's going to happen? Who knows what? I think they're leading this along to she's going to drop the ball on something really big and monumentous, and something's going to happen. But again, I haven't read the books. I don't know that. Maybe you have. Don't tell me because that's a spoiler. Speaking of sex, we move on to Melisandre, who is naked in the bath for forever. She literally, those titties have more screen time than Godzilla. So she's talking to Khaleesi, making her feel like shit about her own body, because she's just walking around like, look at all this shit. And then she goes up to her, bar of magical potions, and she's basically like, this one's bullshit, this one's bullshit, this one's bullshit, that one's good. She kind of says half the shit she says is bullshit, but the whole theme of what she's talking about isn't. So it's kind of a weird scene as far as what's going on there, but there is one magical potion that you don't want to touch, and I kind of want to know what that one does. Maybe it makes you birth another demon baby out of your fucking snatch like the smoke monster from Lost. But she says that she wants to take her daughter on this voyage, and who knows what they're going to do with it. It almost sounds like they might do some sort of sacrificial sort of thing. I don't like it. It doesn't sound good for anybody. And Stannis definitely is going to like that shit if something bad happens to her, because remember a couple of episodes ago, she slightly mentioned something about his daughter. He's like, you keep her name out of your mouth, you bitch. That's my daughter. And good on him for doing that. But he's out counting his money, getting ready to get his ships and his buddies together to go over there to take the Iron Throne. So he might be like, I don't need you anymore. I'm pissed at what you're doing with my daughter. And he might just chop her head off, and some weird, some weird ghost shit might happen. I don't know. Who knows what's going to happen with that storyline. Tell me below what you guys think might happen. So moving on, then we go see Hot Pie. There's a fat kid named Hot Pie who lives at the crossroads and makes pie. I mean, if it wasn't Game of Thrones and it wasn't written so well, and I told you that, and I told you about a show that had a character named Hot Pie who just baked pies, you'd be like, that sounds like a fucking stupid show, but it's Game of Thrones, and it's awesome, and he's awesome. He just shuffles around, doesn't stop running his mouth, and he gives Brienne and Podrick a huge clue as to where Arya is and where she's going, that the Hound's taking her to the Eyrie, so we're going to see what happens there. Then another quick little point that they barely touched on, really the weakest point of the episode, they went back to Jon Snow and showed his problem that he's having with Alistair Thorne, and Jon Snow's like, we should flood the tunnel, we should do this, I've proved that I'm a badass, I'm like a fucking X-Men out here, I do all this shit, and yet you won't listen to a damn thing I said. And the guy's like, yeah, that's great, we're not doing that, go sit your ass up on the wall. We go back to Tyrion. Oberyn comes in, and a badass speech between the two of them. Again, people being nice to each other, which is weird. Oberyn's telling him about how he went back and saw Tyrion as a baby, and what I saw was just a baby. And that scene, the acting in that scene was just amazing. Tyrion's eyes welling up with like tears, hearing about what his sister did to him. I mean, no one is worse than her. Now I'm glad she got raped on her dead son's body. And I would never say that about anybody. But what she did to him when he was a baby, she's like, yeah, my mother died because of him. Hey, watch this. I'm going to squeeze this baby's penis. I'm going to pinch. She pinched a baby midget's penis. She pinched a baby midget's penis. How fucked up is that shit? So Tyrion obviously is like, crying, he's all jacked up, and God, the acting from him and Oberyn both is amazing. When Oberyn's talking about the mountain and how bad he just wants to kill everybody for doing what they did to his sister, his tears are welling up in his eyes. Tyrion's about to cry. It's like fucking Melrose Place, but it's awesome. That scene was just absolutely amazing. And then finally you got the moment when he's like, I will be your champion, and literally you're just like, fuck yeah. I love that Oberyn's finally gonna get to fight the mountain, and it's gonna be glorious and amazing, and I can't wait till next week, and now I'm kind of upset about it. But moving on from that, who do you guys think is gonna win? For you guys who don't know, comment below, let me know who do you guys think is gonna win the fight. I pray to God that it's Oberyn in some awesome way. You don't want Tyrion to die, and you don't want Oberyn to die. Oberyn's now one of my favorite characters in the show, and Tyrion is my favorite character in the show, so that would suck. So then we go see Sansa, and she's out in the snow, and it's reminded of her home in Winterfell. Builds an awesome freaking snow castle, which, I mean, come on, guys. It downgraded the show a little bit for me because nobody can build a castle out of snow that well. I can barely make 3 giant balls to make a snowman. That's completely just unrealistic. I mean, that's more unrealistic than Nightwalkers. I'm kidding, by the way. I'm fucking kidding. Before you're like, God damn it, piece of shit. That's stupid. Robin comes out, and this little guy's freaking nuts. I mean, seriously, like, he's like the stupid Joffrey. And he comes out there, and he's like, oh, no. I want to see something fly. I want to see something fly. It's like, shut the fuck. Don't you have anything else to do other than sit around and think about someone dying through the moon door? The moon roof? Whatever the hell? Like, so what's my character going to be? They're like, you just really want to see people fly through the moon door. You just want to see people die. Okay, and what else? That's it. You're just weird and you want to see people die. You just like to throw shit down this vacuous hole. He knocks off one of it. He's like, let's build a moon door in it, because that's all he freaking thinks about, because he's this weird little shit. And he you know, breaks her little snow castle. Sansa gets a little way too pissed about it, smacks the shit out of him, and he's like, I don't know how to handle this. No one has ever told me to shut up before. I'm gonna go freak out and lose my mind. And it's I imagine what he went inside. Have you guys ever seen the video of the kid who, like, I can't remember what it was, he couldn't play Minecraft or couldn't play like World of Warcraft or something like that, and so, his friend recorded him, and he like runs around like smacking his face in the wall, screaming and sticking the remote control up his own ass. That's probably what he was doing inside while this was going on. Shit gets weirder. Here comes Littlefinger, and he's like, it's fine, children. You know, he's just being weird, as he always is, but kind of a cool weird, like an Edward Norton cool kind of weird. She's like, seriously, why'd you kill Joffrey? He's like, because I loved your mom, and, you know, you Starks got really fucked over, and I was pissed about it. So that was my motivation for killing Joffrey. That's the truth behind it. And he's being all nice and shit, just like, you know, just like the rest of the episode. People are being nice. Yeah, it's a very nice episode. People are being nice to each other. And then he sticks his tongue down her throat, which is way more consensual than I thought it would be. She didn't really like enjoy it. I mean, she wasn't like Daenerys, like, take off your clothes right now, but she didn't pull away till like the very last second, and it was just kind of like, there was no smack or anything like that. She didn't look like, again, like, it was weird. She was just kind of like, oh, you're kissing me. Wait. But, you know, Littlefinger's a smooth feller. But seriously, that was really creepy how he was like, I was in love with your mom. You could have been my daughter. Let's make out. That's Game of Thrones for you, though. So, of course, crazy Lady Lysa sees it happening. So you just know shit's going to be bad. So Sansa comes up there. Lady Lysa's standing by the moon door. And you obviously know what her plans are. And she's standing there just like this. And all of a sudden, shit gets said. And she's about to throw her through the moon door when Littlefinger comes out and he's like, stop. Don't do this. You know, he's basically telling her all this shit. He's like, I'll send her away. Just don't do it. You crazy, crazy psycho woman. Don't throw her through that giant moon door, even though my son would love to see some shit fly. At least wait till Robin's here so that he can see her fly, so that he'll shut up about it. And I think everybody would have pretty much agreed with that. But nevertheless, she lets her go. And exactly what you're hoping to happen happens, which is what I love in Game of Thrones, except for when they cut Sean Bean's head off. I love it. He's standing there, he's talking to her, she's being the crazy bitch that she is, and all ugly and witch looking and stuff, which I'm sure she's beautiful in real life. I'm just saying in the show. She's meant to be ugly. Calm down. Jesus Christ. And he's like, I've only loved one woman. And she's like, oh, and he's like, your sister. This is Sparta. See you at the fucking bottom of the shit. Fly, crazy bitch, fly. Awesome time. Great ending to a great episode. I give this one a 9.0. I love every single one of these episodes. They just get better and better and better. I cannot wait to see what happens when the mountain takes on Oberyn. That's going to be freaking amazing. What are you guys looking forward most to in next week? And what do you think was the craziest shit that happened in this week? Comment down below. Let me know. Thank you guys for watching us. We'll see you next week with another Game of Thrones review. Actually, that's a lie. We won't. Memorial Day's next week. They will not have an episode. But the week after, we will do it. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.
We watched a movie. Yeah. We watched a movie.